Alright, today I've been pondering the issue of when to put this stuff out there that I'm creating. Specifically these videos. The drawings, I am publishing them every day on Instagram, and then from Instagram it publishes to Twitter and Facebook and Tumblr and I think Flickr. But not these videos. These videos I have not put out there yet. I've been thinking about in terms of the free content and the paywall, Patreon and all that. But also, what I'm working with now, what I'm holding now, is this idea, this question. If these 45 days that I'm doing this is to kind of break through some of these old kind of constructs and ways of being in the world, finding my authentic self and then expressing that out in the world, now I'm realizing or thinking, I probably shouldn't put this out there until I'm done. Because if I do, then it's like, how do I the reason why I'm saying this is because I was thinking about how do I put it out there, and I was looking at my websites, and I realized all my websites are my old construct fields. And then where would I put it, and how would I present it? And as I was thinking about it, I could really feel my old constructs are like operating. So what I'm thinking is, in order to put this out there in a way that's true to my authentic being, I have to wait until I tap into that and really know what that authentic being is. So that's kind of my revelation that I just had just this moment, realizing it and thinking about it, because I've been all day, it's like, do I put it under the Arc of Consciousness? Do I put it under Mark Allen Kaplan? Do I change my whole website? Do I, all of that, who am I now? Who's my persona? What is my, and then there's the impetus of making money and finding a place to live. So all of that is kind of swirling around, but I'm really feeling now that to honor this process, I have to keep it for these 45 days isolated. At least in this moment, that's what it feels like. This is the revelation I'm sitting with. The reason why I say it like that is because I've been doing this practice of spiritual guidance over 30 years. I've recognized that it's a continuous process of testing, of seeing what I'm guided to do, doing it, and then seeing if I was really operating out of guidance, or was I operating out of the ego, or lower drives, or even higher drives that weren't, as high as I thought they were. So it's always a process of discernment. So I kind of internalize this kind of idea that in this moment I am feeling called to this. I am feeling this is the way to go in this moment, but I am open to discernment here and to recognizing that this may not be from the place I think it's from. But in this moment, that's what I'm feeling like. How can I change my websites and change my resume and do all that if I don't have the clear picture of what are my constructs and what is my authentic being? And I'm starting to get a glimpse of it, but it's a glimpse. And I'm starting to feel energy flowing and all that, but I'm not there yet. I can't even articulate it yet. I know that it has to do with perceiving myself and holding myself as an artist in honor of Mr. Litso, and also the recognizing that Mr. Litso kind of recognized it in me, that maybe that was my authentic self. So it was his way of kind of making me conscious of it. Thank you, Mr. Lizo. But what does that look like? How does that manifest in the world? And that idea of the artist, what's the construct of artist that fits best with my authentic beingness? Is it this modern slash artist business person? Is it, the free flow, express yourself freely and give away everything and just live minimally and not really be concerned if my art is being recognized? And the full spectrum, and how do I hold that? I'm still working on that. But when I do my artwork, I feel the energy flow. I feel so different. Not just my artwork. When I'm doing these videos and I'm cutting them, I feel that energy flow again. The filmmaker. So when I say artist, it's not just the drawing. My filmmaking is my art too. And I'm just now recognizing and remembering that some of my great challenges or my great problems in the area of film happened when I forgot that film is an art for me. It's not a business for me. And I have a real problem being able to channel the creative force when I'm holding a business frame. It's almost like when I hold a business frame, I lose that, and I get very easily caught in it and start creating stuff to try to make money, and I don't make money at it because I'm not creating from the deep place where that creativity is supposed to come from. So it's kind of a catch-22. So I'm just playing with this, and the whole idea of construct fields is one of my main areas of exploration. Recognizing that we all have them, and we have a whole bunch of them. If you're a Democrat or a Republican or a Libertarian, there's a construct field around that. If you're an American or a French Canadian or a Russian, there's a construct field for all those. There's, from my family, there's a construct field I got from my family. There's construct fields that I've created out of my life experiences. So, there's like many construct fields around, what is a tree? Is a kind of a construct stream in a way, and it's like the only way I know that a tree, I'm looking at a tree here, the only way I know that a tree is because of the constructs that I've absorbed from my culture, from my past experience. There's a combination, so I've seen a lot of trees, and my culture said that's a tree, that's a tree, that's a tree, and I understand what a tree is. And my language kind of helps do that. So actually, languages shift construct fields. For people who are bilingual or trilingual, many people I know who are, and talk about how when they're talking in that language, there's a different kind of consciousness going on. And that's true. It creates a different kind of construct field. The anthropologist, I think he's anthropologist Worf, I think was his last name, I can't remember the first name. He did a study of the Hopis and really kind of discovered that the Hopi language is kind of, in his analysis, is closer to quantum theory than English or any other language is. And it kind of encapsulates, it embeds in the language this kind of perceptual field of the quantum nature of life. For example, past, present, and future are simultaneous in the Hopi language. So, that's, it's very interesting. So that's kind of, that reflects the construct field of that culture, and then it helps to kind of continue the construct field. But also, it's not just foreign languages or spoken languages, there's also constructs and professions. So it's if you go to law school, by the time you're done, you have a certain construct field connected to legalese is a language and a construct field. And it's hard to get out of that because you start to think in those terms. And a doctor and so any kind of training, hardcore training that has its own languaging it's indoctrinating. And constructs are not bad, just recognizing we have them. And they're permeable. So like I'm thinking, all right, so if I want to be radically authentic and live from an authentic place, but I can't escape construct fields, I could kind of, but I have to find a way to make the external construct fields, the externally created construct fields, permeable and clear, and being able to know where their boundaries are, and the construct field arising out of my own identity. So I'm holding it right now. And so who am I? Who am I outside of an artist, a filmmaker, an American, a Jew, someone into integral theory, a filmmaker? I mean, all of these kind of construct fields that we kind of put over our identities. Who am I beyond all that, and how does that express, and what does it express through? I know that it expresses through some form of creative expression. That I know deeply. And that creative expression takes many forms for me. Drawing, painting, photography, film, design, creating practices, meditation practices and group practices and guidance practices. So those are all creative processes for me. So I know that's part of my beingness. And I also know that researching and discovering and exploring inner and outer beingness is also part of my nature. It feels like a deep, deep part. How does that manifest? How do I own that? And how do I put that out there? And how do I transcend and include everything else? That's the key. So that's what these 45 days are for, in terms of getting a good foothold into understanding that and connecting with that authentic place best I can. So that's it for today. Half a namaste, because I'm holding the camera. Peace out.